Hello, good afternoon, folks. Mr. Mancy is here with video number 4, day 4. We are going to be covering asteroids, and we're going to be doing collision for this iteration. Okay. Some of you have approached me and complained about the ship moving a little bit too slow. I got you. I understand. Let's go ahead and fix that real quick. I'll show you how I fixed it, and you guys can go ahead and add this code. So first off, open up your player one code. We're going to go to the void update area, okay, and we're going to put a new rotation code. This new rotation code will make it spin a little faster, okay. So if you could write that down. So what we're doing here is adding a transform rotate. We're adding some turn input and some turn thrust. So we're just what we call adding a multiplier. Okay, so this is going to multiply it and give it some more turn. Okay, faster turn, faster reaction time. Okay, so once you got that done, okay, you're going to go ahead and you can pause the video here, write it down, and then after you're done with that, then you're going to come down here to the void fixed update area, and you're going to go to this first one. Okay, and you are going to give it the word thrust in the end along with the time symbol. Okay, so you're going to have that, and then you're going to add the word thrust. Okay, so this is what you add to this. All right, even though it says vector 2, let me just double check that real quick. So yes, you're just going to add the turn thrust, multiply that with the thrust. Okay, so that'll increase our output, so to speak. Okay, and we'll leave it at vector 2. We don't need to change that to vector 3. So go ahead and hit save, and then you're going to go ahead and go to your Unity. Where did my Unity go? Why did it close? That's strange. I thought I had it open. There it is. Okay, right here. Oh, Unity here. What is going on? Close that out. Here we go. Oh, folks, I don't know what the heck is going on. Here we go. All right. Close that. Clear that. We're going to go to our player one. We're going to double check this number, turn thrust. I put it at 100 here. You can go 10 on this one. All right. And go ahead and hit play. And you should move a little bit faster. Left, right, left, and forward. Forward is a little bit faster, but again, you can add some more if you need to. All right, so I got no collision yet, so that's what we're working on. All right, so that'll take care of your thrust. You can turn that up if you need to, and you can turn up your turn thrust and thrust. Also, what you need to do is I use auto mass here, so go ahead and check that box off. Make sure you use auto mass. Linear drag I increased to 3, and my angular drag I went ahead and made it at a 5. Okay. Um, any questions? Let me know. Bring it up to my attention. Hope that clarifies this part. And moving on to collisions. Okay. So with collisions, what we got here, we know we have our large asteroid, and we already put a polygon collider, and we do have a rigid body on it. So, and right now it currently is not a trigger. It is not a trigger. Right here, it's not a trigger yet. We will here shortly. We have our player one. Player one has a rigid body, but it does not have a collider. So let's go ahead and add that to it. I'm going to go ahead and bring my player one into focus a little bit and zoom in. And we're going to add that physics 2D. And I can choose a polygon collider, or I can go with a capsule collider where the main body is what needs to get destroyed. I'll leave that up to you. I'm just going to play with both real quick and see what it looks like. I don't like that polygon collider, so I'm going to go with a capsule collider. Okay, so physics 2D, and I'll probably go with a capsule collider. All right, and as you can see, this capsule collider is a little bit weird, right? So we're going to go ahead and change the size of this right here, and we're going to change the size of this right here. Okay. Again, we want the nose and the main body to be the part that touches, and we will make that a trigger for now. Okay. All right. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is just real quick test out the collider. I'm not too worried about the wing, so I'm going to leave that alone. If you want to polygon and adjust the size, that's fine too. No issues here, guys. Play with it, experiment. So I'm just going to make sure these colliders are working. I'm going to run into my rock here as soon as it comes back around. One more time right there. And what did I forget? So it is a trigger. I'm sorry, I shouldn't made it a trigger yet. Right now they should just bounce off each other. That is totally my fault. So right now I'm pushing because they are not really reacting to each other. Just it's like two brick walls hitting each other right now. Boom. Okay. So my collider is working. All right. So again, I think I saw something here that I didn't like. Let me just double check that. All right. So when I strike it, all right, it's not too bad. It's a little bit better to control. Yeah. Okay. It kind of hides behind the ship. The ship kind of hides behind the asteroid a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the ship up a layer. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and click on my ship here, bring it into focus. And I'm going to go to the sprite render where it says order and layer, and I'm going to make that a 1. Okay. So that way it's on top of the asteroid whenever we are bouncing around like that. Okay. So that'll make it look a little bit much better. Let me double check that again. I always like double checking my work. It's just the waiting part. Not sure why it takes so long, but yeah. Okay. Busy. 17 seconds. All because I did that. All right. So see how it's a little bit higher now. The layer is is here, so it doesn't go underneath the asteroid anymore. So that works for me. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and pause because it looks like I got to check on something real quick. All right, one other thing I forgot, let me go ahead and add that to the code, was when you come down here, I forgot we need to turn this off. So let's go ahead and comment this out. All right, and then it's not going to rely on this turn input, but it's going to rely on this new rotation that we created. Okay, so make sure you take care of that. Let me test it, save and test. Let's see what we got going on here. I think it should move a little bit smoother now that I took away that I make that a comment. Okay, so let me check it out. Oh yeah, a little bit better, a little bit smoother. All right. Another thing I want to do is use auto mass. I think I used auto mass for this one in the rigid body for the player. Yes, I did. You can also use it for the asteroid. You can use auto mass for that, and as you can see, the mass is larger proportionate to what's in the scene, so it'll be tougher to push those rocks around, even though we haven't made it a trigger yet. But see that it's tough. I gotta really push it. There we go. So it's more realistic there. All right, so that's good. All right, so some more minor adjustments that we need to make. Anytime you make a changes over here to the master copy, just remember that we have to also update the prefab. So we do that by coming over here. So we did make some changes to the asteroid large. Let me double check one more thing here. So now that we went auto mass, we noticed that the because it is of a larger mass, that these numbers really need to be increased. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that first before we update our override here. So let's go with a max thrust of, let's say, 1000. Okay, and um, let's also do 1000. Okay, and just see what happens here. That's a little bit better. Okay, that's better. I like that. Let's go ahead and update it now. So let's go to overrides and hit apply all. All right, so now all our prefabs should have the same settings. Okay, same settings. Like oh, where did these come? Oh, these are from this. Sorry, my prefabs here. There we go. And there they are. Okay, good. So now we can bring some more rocks into play. All right, so that's three largest. I like to keep them together. All right. Now when I hit play, I should see three brown potatoes rotating around. All right. So that's not bad. That's not good. Not too bad. Okay, so got that going. Next thing we want to do is have our laser react to these guys right here and also my ship. So let's go ahead and start working on that. All right, so the first thing we're going to work on is the bullets. The bullets, when it comes in contact with the asteroid script, okay, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and create something you are familiar with, and that is a void. And it's going to be on trigger, enter 2D. And there it is right there. And make sure you take away the word private. If not, we won't be able to mess with it. And we're going to name it other instead of collision. Okay, so we're going to name it other. And it already gave us the two brackets. So what I'm telling it is when the asteroid gets hit by something, which is going to be the bullet, then it's going to get destroyed or destroy that object. So we're doing a destroy, and we are going to do other, which is going to be our bullets, and that is going to be game objects. Okay, and let's close that out. All right, so now when I hit the bullets, the asteroid with the bullets, then you should see the bullet get destroyed. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, so let's go ahead and hit play. So what I'm looking at is the rounds disappearing. So they disappear after they make contact with the asteroid. So that's good. Okay. Might have to check my collider with that. It's kind of destroying a little too soon. So let's take a look at our collider. Yeah, it's a little too much. So let's go ahead and work on this. Oh, that's offset. Where's my size? So let me edit the collider. Yeah, see, it's too much. So I'm going to bring that collider in a little bit. Or you know what? I'm going to change it. I don't like that. Then I can just do a circle collider. So let's go ahead and do that instead. Bring the circle collider in with the radius about right there. Yeah, that looks good. We'll do that. It's better than messing with the polygon collider. So let's go ahead and hit apply because we are working on that master copy. So hit apply all, and all of them should have changed to a circle collider. Yes, they did. Awesome. All right. Let me play that again. See what happens. Now my bullet should work itself into the asteroid a little bit better. There we go. That's a little bit better. Yeah. Okay, good. All right, so now we know, we can see that the bullet is reacting to the asteroid. All right, so we got one collision out of the way. The next collision we need to work on is when the ship makes contact with the asteroid. So we're going to double check and make sure that they are both not triggers, because we're not using a trigger reaction. We're going to use a collision reaction. So all my asteroids are not triggers, and my player one is not a trigger also. So let's go ahead and go into the player one script now. First thing I want to do is add a force. That force is called, hold on, let me see. Death force. So we're going to call it death force. So let's go to, let me see where I want to put this at. Let's go here for right now. Oh, no. Let's go under these guys right here. So public. And this will be a float. And we're going to call this death force. Death force. Okay. So this is the amount of force needed for it to kill itself. Okay. Or die, so to speak. It ranges from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, depending on how fast you strike that meteorite, okay? So the next thing we need to do is create another void. And let me take a look. And so we're going to call it a void again, okay? Void. And instead of on trigger, it's considered an on collision, okay? And that is going to be enter 2D. And again, because it auto populates, let's make sure we remove that private. And this is not going to be collision, it's just going to be coal. We're going to name it coal. COL. Oh. All right, so collision 2D coal. All right. And what we're going to do is save it here. All right. And what we need to tell it is if you hit the asteroid with or you hit the asteroid with a certain amount of force, you will die. Okay, so we need to create a code for that. So let's go ahead and do that here with if statements. If collision, COL, dot relative velocity, so depending on how fast we are, and that's time dot magnitude is greater than the death force, which is what we're going to set up here in a little bit. Then what do we want it to do? For right now, I'm just going to want it to print something out for me. So let's do this. And I want you to print death. Okay. So let's just do that for right now, and we're gonna need our console to be opened up. So if I hit it hard enough, I want it to die. All right, we're not gonna kill it right now. We just want to see if it's working. So let's go back to our player one. Let's make sure our console is clear. Player one, and we are gonna say that our death force is, let's say, a 2. Okay, so every time we hit 2, we're going to see in our console that we are dead. Okay, so if I lightly go at the ship, as you can see, I'm not dying, but if I burst into my ship, into the asteroid, then yeah, I will die. Boom, die. But if I just rub up on it, then I will not die. Okay. Boom. Okay. So it is working. All right. Let me check my time on my video because I don't want to go over a certain amount of time, folks. Right now I am sitting at 21 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and call it a day. I think we accomplished a little bit of what we wanted to do. So I'll leave you with that, folks. Make sure you are saving your work, check your work, and that is all I have for you. You guys take care. Bye-bye.